What up, y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Pastrybear podcast. And guess what, guys? Today I am back with my co-host, who I haven't heard or seen in a long time. It's been about 2 months since I've seen her. What's up, Talicia?
Nothing much. I'm just here chilling as usual. It's been a long time for real, Winston.
Yes, it's been a long time. It's been about 2 months, maybe more than 2 months. But I'm just going to estimate
I think it's been less than 2 months though.
No, I don't
You're
think
just
so.
being extra.
No, I'm not being extra.
Okay.
I'm actually being honest, because you think about it, I think the last time we did a podcast together was about June, July, and now we're in September. So we're actually in like the middle of September almost.
It's like about a month and a half though.
Come on, man, just work with 2. Why you always give me such a hard time?
Okay, 2 months.
So how you doing, Talisa?
Okay. I'm doing fine, just a bit tired, but
You're tired?
I'm holding on. Yeah.
What you been doing while you're tired?
A lot of stuff.
My bad. Seems like I'm being nosy. You just like, oh yeah, a lot of stuff. You don't want to know that. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I miss you in studio. It's been me for the past couple of months. Couple of weeks, if you want to call it that. And I did a couple of interviews, as you know. You've seen some of them. I did Chef Colin Brown. I did Noel Cunningham.
Noel.
Yes, and I have another one coming
I saw
out.
it.
Who's from Barbados. His name is Dario Boyce, which was a really great conversation with him. I try to reach out to different chefs from all over the world, and I'm starting off in the Caribbean, and I just wanted to get like a lot of their stories, you know what I mean? Because it's interesting to see that sometimes the food that we eat in one section of the Caribbean, they actually eat it in the other side of the Caribbean, and the same techniques that they use is like throughout the whole Caribbean.
We use.
Right. So
yeah,
I really am trying to study to see the difference in culture and cooking techniques and just mainly to do with food. You know what I mean?
And I must say your interviews are really interesting.
Oh yeah, they're really fun, man.
They're really good.
So this guy that we talked to on the last podcast is Noel. Yeah, he lives in Canada. He has a book out right now. It's called Cuisine by Noel. Actually got me a book, and I just got it today, and I was reading it. It's really interesting. I really like it, you know what I mean? And I like to see chefs stepping outside of the box, you know what I mean? And especially he's from Jamaica
instead of just cooking, right?
Right. Like the world is evolving, and information is key for you to excel or to create a legacy. And I strive on that. So it brings me joy to see my fellow Jamaican doing something positive like that. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah, definitely. But even though you're not in studio, we still doing it remotely, because it's still going crazy outside, and she has moved up north, way far away from me. So it's like now I'm all alone, but we're still gonna do at least twice a month. We're gonna try to do our podcast and keep it going and keep entertaining our listeners, who I realize we got a lot of listeners all over the world, and I want to thank everybody who clicks on our podcast on whatever streaming platform,
and listens to it.
Right, whatever streaming platform that you're listening on. I really appreciate it, because this is something that I enjoy. I enjoy talking about food. I love to cook. I love to bake. And if you know me, and if you know anybody that knows me, they'll tell you that I'm one of them people that whenever you see me, if I'm coming to your house, I'm bringing a glue or a cooler with food.
Oh my God!
And
he's having a cookout.
I'm definitely every time I turn up at somebody's house, they know I'm coming with food. And you've seen for yourself. My cousins and my family enjoy when I come over, because I'm always cooking, man. Cooking is a part of it.
He's like a personal chef.
I'm like the personal chef. Exactly.
He's like a personal chef.
That's exactly what you should call me. I'm not even gonna get into it with you. You know what I mean? But I was thinking today. I actually woke up this morning, and a thought came to mind that throughout my career, I've been cooking, or I've been in the culinary industry for over 15 years. And
nice.
Yeah, so throughout that whole time, I realized something which is weird. It's like in music, you find that a lot of this are celebrity, like entertainment. you'll see that there's a lot of celebrities that date other celebrities. You know what I mean?
Celebrities,
Like
right,
a musician will date a musician, a singer will date a singer, or rapper, or R&B artist, or so it's like they're dating within their field. You know what I mean? And I thought about it this morning, and I was like, you know what? It's the same thing for food. It's the same thing for chefs.
For chefs.
You know what I mean? If you realize there's a lot of chefs out there who are actually dating
each
or
other.
married to another chef. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, like, wow, because I'm good, just to get a little bit personal, like majority of the people who I've dated, the girls that I've dated, are actually in culinary. You know what I mean? And I've had a couple of girlfriends that work some aspect of the hotel. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but
so it may not be the kitchen.
It may not be the kitchen, but majority of the relationship I've been in since I've been in the in the culinary field, it's been with people, with women that are hotel. right that are in the kitchen. Majority of them are in the kitchen, and I was thinking, like, like how crazy is that? You know what I mean? How crazy is that you are working in a field? Maybe it's because you're working with a person every day. You're seeing this person because as a chef, you're working like 12 to 15 hours sometimes a day. You know what I mean?
Hours a day,
and you don't really have time. And this is one of the conversation I was having with our previous guest, that I was saying that how do you balance being a chef and having a family
and dating,
right, or having a family? Because if you think about it, if you're spending 15 hours a day in the kitchen or in a job, 15 hours times 5
with your family.
Right. That's so many hours you spend in per week. So where do you get time to date somebody that's not working in the kitchen? You know what I mean? And will this person even understand this dynamic? You know what I mean? So what do you think about that though? First of all, before you even answer that question, I gotta ask you, because there's no way you can give us your input on something if you've never experienced it. So I'm gonna ask you: have you ever being that you were cooking for a while? When you were cooking, were you also dating people in the culinary field?
Yes, I was.
Oh, you were?
Yes, I was. Yeah. I can't recall, well, since I've been doing culinary, I can't recall dating someone out of the culinary.
And why was that? Is that because those are the only people that you're seeing, or are you just attracted to the chef jacket?
No, what?
Come on. If you think about it, there are women and men out there that are attracted to people in uniforms. I've heard it before.
No, that's not the thing. I just feel like there is a different level of connection. Like we relate on
various levels.
Let's say the same thing.
Right.
Yeah,
So you're saying that pretty much it's all about one of the reasons that why you date within your field is because you can communicate with
like
this person on an easier level.
Yeah, and they understand like things that I talk about.
Right.
Let's say, if you date a regular person and you say, oh, I did this today. They're like, what are you talking about?
Right. So they're like, what are you
English,
talking about?
My English. What are you talking about?
Right, I know the pat will come out of you sometimes.
They don't understand you. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to be sorry for who you are.
They don't understand you,
Right.
So it's like, it's easier and it's better to date someone that's in the same field as you. That's what I think, though.
But I also can admit to and understand where you're coming from with in regards to what you're saying, that you're able. It's easier for you to communicate with this person. One, and also it's easier for them to understand in the sense of the hours and you coming in and smelling like onions and garlic and thyme, or you smelling like a croissant or a cookie. You know what I mean? Because I've heard that before. I used to date this girl one time. She used to work at the front desk, and so one night I came from work and I came home.
You laughing? What's up?
No, because it was funny. And she told me, she's like, you smell weird. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, oh, you got this smell. And I'm like, what smell is it? And she says, like, it's just like onion and this, that. And she's like, oh, but you don't work in the hotline, so why do you smell like onion? And I'm like, oh my God.
Because you're in the kitchen.
You know, and that, you know, like, oh my God. I'm like, oh
God.
You know, that's in that instance, it makes you want to think to yourself, like, really?
What the hell?
I'm in the kitchen, even though I'm working in the pastry shop.
What am I doing here?
Right, I'm working in the pastry shop, but still, the pastry shop sometimes is a part of the kitchen. There are gonna be instances where I'm gonna be on the hotline, or I'm gonna be in the pantry, or I'm gonna be in the butcher shop. You know what I mean? You're gonna be in different aspects at time because you're working.
Or the fact that you're in that environment, you're gonna smell.
Right.
Like
you're not gonna. She expected you're not gonna, but you are gonna smell because you know most of these kitchens are enclosed. So whatever aroma, perfume, that like just, you know, is going in the ear, it's going to circulate. This ear is circulated in the kitchen over and over again, except for the small amount that goes through the extraction vent. Majority of the smell stays inside. But I'm saying when you're dating a chef, you know, the girl's going to understand why you smell like kitchen, but somebody outside of the kitchen will never get it. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things. And also, I got to say that, you know, dating a chef, you know what I mean? Again, it's just like, it helps with conversation too, like you said. It helps with
I'm saying,
you know what I mean? It helps with so much other things that can,
that's the biggest
that
thing.
could be a big problem in a relationship with somebody, let's say, who's a teacher. You know what I mean? Because
or who's a driver or something.
Right. Because like, if you think about it, most hotels or restaurants are open all the time. There's no holidays. There's no
24/7.
You know what I mean?
Right?
So like, if you're working in a hotel, you know, chances are you're not gonna be home for Christmas, because Christmas is a time where you gotta serve. You're in a service industry, so you got to serve at this time. So if you're with somebody who's not in the kitchen, they will never understand that. And I feel like that's why a lot of people tend to date chefs. They tend to date people in their field because it makes it more easier when it comes to understanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they aren't relatable, right?
Right.
And despite all of that, I feel like, you know, you as a chef and you're dating a chef, I feel like there is a lot of motivation right there. I'd say for me, this is experience. I tried dating someone out of, you know, the chef field, and it didn't work out.
Why it didn't work? Why you think it didn't work out?
Cause I don't know, it just didn't worked out.
Okay, so maybe they didn't understand you.
He didn't get me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like I was baking and stuff. I was like, oh, I need to sell this, because I was doing a little catering thing, or let's say a side hustle or whatnot.
Right.
So I'm saying, oh, I need to sell this amount of lunches or whatever. And the person was like, oh, maybe you could give me one free. I'm like, what the hell?
No, they don't understand business.
I'm trying to make some money.
Oh yeah, and I know you are about your money. You don't play around with your money.
Boy. So it's like, I don't think this is gonna work out.
Right. But like I said,
I'm trying to cook, and you're bugging.
And he made me want to go out, or he made me want to do this, and you know.
Yeah.
I understand.
Crazy.
But like I said, also I think one of the other reasons I think why chefs date inside of their career or date other chefs is because, like I said, you have some beautiful girls that are chefs too, you know.
Thank you, Winston.
Really, I'm not talking to you. But like, for real though,
okay,
you know,
let's be disrespectful.
You know, one of the things that was really fun for me is when and this is when I was single back in the day.
Wait, that was really fun for you?
Yeah, man. Like when we're in the kitchen, and then they always have like interns. You know what I mean? And then these interns are coming from the colleges. You know what I mean? And majority of these girls are so beautiful, man. And they come in the kitchen and they have no knowledge, and they turn into you for all the information, and you guiding them and you showing them. And you know, when it's time for the break, you take them to break, you show them around the hotel or the restaurant, and
and then you're the man, right?
Right, and then you become the man, and literally the man. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And it's like you build a relationship. So that's one of the reasons for me why I think that a lot of people date chefs, or chefs date other chefs, is because, like I said, there are some beautiful women that work in the kitchen.
Or come on, man.
And I think a lot of these women are strong. I was going to use a word, but I'm going to try to find another word. I am attracted to a woman in a uniform. Like that's one of my thing. When I see a girl in a chef jacket, it's like it's just, I'm trying not to be too explicit with my description, but I can't.
Oh, for real though?
I'm trying not to use words that are going to be like, you know what I mean? But you can use your imagination, my listeners. I love to see a woman in a white jacket with black pants, and the jacket fits perfect, and she has a really nice pants on that fits perfect, and her apron is just on perfect, and you know what I mean? I really like that. I really like that. And that's one of the other reasons why I personally myself always date. And I'm not seeing nobody else. You know what I mean? It's not like on an average, when I used to work, like in my earlier days of being in the kitchen, I used to work a lot. So 6 days a week, sometimes when I'm going to school, it's like 6 days of working and 1 day of school. So I rarely get to see anybody else outside of the kitchen. Anybody. You know what I mean? So it's like you're in a community, and it's just like living in a community. Let's say you live in an apartment complex, and or let's say you're living in
you're only seeing your neighbor.
You're only seeing your neighbor. So
nobody from the outside.
And it's the same thing if you're in school. You're in school, and if you're in school for a consecutive amount of days or hours, after a while you're gonna build a relationship with the people around you. You know what I mean? And that's very, 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 very interesting. And I think that's one of the major reasons why you find that chefs date.
Chefs date.
Yeah. One of the funniest thing I saw, not even funny, one of the what would you say now? One of the nicest thing I saw when I was back in Jamaica, there was a chef. There were two chefs, a man and a woman, and they got married. And their wedding, the guy wore a custom-made chef jacket. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And is the groom men, or whatever they call them, the groomsmen, they all had chef jackets on. And I was thinking to myself, like, they met in the kitchen.
You do that?
Me? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I do that. What do you think? You think you would?
That sounds pretty cool.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When I saw it, I thought it was really creative. I thought it was unique because they met in the kitchen. They started out. We was actually going to Hart, which is a culinary school in Jamaica. They started out in the kitchen, right? And they went into the working world, and they grew together. They lived together. They had a child together. So, and both of them were cooking. Like one of them was like an executive chef, and the girl was a pastry chef. So when they got married, like, it was all chefs a part of the of the reception. It's like, man, it was crazy.
It was a lot of chefs.
It was crazy. I'll tell you something. One of my greatest visions when I got married, I always wanted to get married to a chef. Right? And my vision, because I'm a pastry chef and I have a lot of pastry chef friends, I always tell myself and I tell my friends that when I get married, I want my chef's friends to make me a cake. Every one of them. Cake. All of my pastry chef friends.
I remember you saying.
So if I have 30 pastry chefs, right? So I was thinking that
you want 30 cakes.
Right. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, you know what? If I get to this level and I find somebody who's a chef and we decide that we're going to get married and we decide that, okay, this is what we're going to do. I always wanted to just be like, okay, if we have 30 tables, I need 3 or 4 4th-tier cakes on each table. And I don't mean like, it don't have to be all edible, but there has to be at least one edible cake. If it's like 3 dummies and one real cake, then I'm cool with that. And everybody get to design their own design on the cakes, and you know what I mean? It's like, just show me how much you love me with your decoration on your cake.
By doing cake.
Right. And that's something that I really,
that's so creative.
Really, really wanted, man. But like I said, man, I even to this day, I'm still dating a chef. You know what I mean?
Oh, you are?
Yes, I am. And I love it. I embrace it. I'm so passionate. So when I get off work, sometimes I get to sit down and tell her the things that I did, and tell her some of the things that I created, and I can run ideas by her, and she can taste some of the stuff that I make. And that makes such a difference for me, you know what I mean? Versus if I have somebody in my life that don't have no love for food, then I'm gonna be bored.
It's gonna be like
I'm gonna be bored, you know?
And to run ideas, man, I doubt they'd get it.
Right. A lot of people won't get it. A lot of people won't get it. And like I said, that's my reason for dating inside my career. But
and I agree.
Go ahead.
I'm saying I agree, and upside like a good reason why to.
But thanks again, guys, for listening. And if you listen to the end of this podcast, we really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
We love the support. Continue to support us. Remember to follow us on Instagram. My name on Instagram is at Chef W Murdoch. You can also check me out at Pastrybear TV.
Always do this.
I know, right? At Pastrybear TV on Instagram, or at Chef W Murdoch. Please also check out my YouTube channel. This is very important, guys. If you want to learn how to make great food, you have to check out my YouTube channel. I am one of the best pastry chefs from the Caribbean. And I'm going to be posting some fire desserts in the next month coming up.
Yeah.
You can check out my previous desserts on my YouTube channel. I'm going to have some great work coming out, guys. So you have to stay tuned to that. You have to subscribe. You have to like. You have to share. And tell Lisa.
And for me, y'all can follow me and hit me up on Instagram at Telecia, TELECIA _Panadero, which is TELECIA _PANADERO. And y'all can subscribe to my YouTube travel and food channel. So
you traveling and vlogging?
Yeah. And I cook as well. So
that's what's up.
It's a mixture.
I like that. So guys, please support us. And remember, it's the Pastrybear podcast. I'm Winston.
And I'm Telecia. Have a good one.
Oh my God. You were something else. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Pastrybear TV.